Welcome to the state of the city.
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 有種細胞所睇到的 state of the city.
Welcome to the state of the city.
Welcome to the state of the city.
Welcome to the state of the city.
And hate it may be a state of the city week.
Welcome to the state of the city.
Welcome to the state of the city.
Bienvenidos al estado de la ciudad.
Welcome to the state of the city.
Welcome to the state of the city.
Welcome to the state of the city. Welcome to the state of the city.
Welcome to the state of the city.
Welcome to the state of the city.
Welcome to the state of the city.
Welcome to the state of the city. Welcome to the state of the city.
Welcome to the state of the city.
Welcome to the state of the city. Welcome to the state of the city.
Welcome to the state of the city.
Welcome to the state of the city.
Welcome to the state of the city.
Welcome to the state of the city.
Welcome to the state of the city. Welcome to the state of the city.
Welcome to the state of the city. Welcome to the state of the city. Welcome to the state of the city.
Welcome to the state of the city. My name is Gwyneth Steele-Cavedo, and I'm a 7th grader at Hoover Middle.
Welcome to the beautiful Tioga Apartments. My name is Robin Donovan. I'm the managing director for the El Capitan Hotel, the Merced Theater, and the Tioga Apartments. The historic Tioga apartment building, located on Main and N Street, just steps from El Capitan and the Merced Theater, will be managed by Edgewater Hotels and offers 70 fully renovated modern units, a mix of studio, 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, and penthouse suites. The historic lobby will be fully restored for co-working, studying, socializing, and more. The ground floor retail will be activated and programmed as amenities to locals and Tioga tenants. This apartment complex will be unlike any other. It will also feature hotel amenities such as daily, weekly, and monthly housekeeping service. Edgewater Hotels is restoring the historic Merced Theater, located on Main and N Street. The building will retain its movie cinema, featuring a performance and events venue. Welcome to the El Capitan Hotel, Edgewater Hotel. It'll be 4 stories, 114-room boutique hotel in downtown Merced. It's located in the heart of the city and will be housed in the former 19th century historic hotel of the same name. The El Capitan will feature an all-day cafe and restaurant, both celebrating local producers and products. The casual 30-seat grab-and-go cafe and market will be situated on the corner of Main Street, transitioning from a coffee shop during the day to a beer and wine station in the evening. The 60-seat restaurant will offer guests dishes featuring a bounty of ingredients sourced from local farmers and ranches.
We also want to take a moment to thank all of our sponsors. The Greater Merced Chamber of Commerce.
My name is Corey Lucero, and I'm the Executive Director of Government and Community Relations with the University of California, Merced. In fall of 2016, UC Merced broke ground on a $1.3 billion campus expansion known as the 2020 Project. The 2020 Project is doubling the size of the campus in just 4 years. It'll add 13 new buildings totaling approximately 1.2 million gross square feet in new teaching, research, residential.
And now please welcome Pastor Richard Johnson from Bethesda Apostolic Faith Church to give the invocation. We would like to ask that you please rise and stay standing as the invocation will be followed by our national anthem and pledge of
Well, next, everyone, at this time, if you would just bow your heads as we go before God in prayer. It is with humble hearts this morning, dear Lord, that we come before you. You told us that in everything we are to give thanks, for this is your will concerning us. We thank you today for our civic leaders. Thank you for our mayor and the staff and the law enforcement. We thank you for the first responders and all the educators and the business owners that are present at this time, all clergy and all families and citizens that makes up this great city of Merced. We thank you for all the progress and the success of our city. It only confirms that you are with us, for you said that you will never leave us nor forsake us. We thank you for your protection, your provision, the peace, the love, and the unity. And we pray that you will continue to keep us with a supportive heart as we support the vision of our great mayor of this city, as we support everything that he do to make this city a success, even by you leading and giving him guidance. We are so thankful for what you have done, that you are doing at the present, and what you're going to do in our future. For this, we thank you, and for this, we praise you. In the great name of Jesus, everybody say amen.
Thank you, Pastor Johnson. And now, please welcome to the stage a young woman who is a perfect example of the possibilities right here in our country. Katrina Johnson recently graduated from UC Merced and is now working as a microbiologist. She will be singing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
That was amazing, right? Well, as you can tell, Katrina is both smart and talented, just like the students who will be leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance. They are representatives from our 4 middle schools in the Merced City School District. Please welcome Olivia Bruner from Cruikshank, Sandra Zhang from Hoover, Viate Quadro from Rivera, and Jacob Friedman from Tenaya.
Ready?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, and please be seated. Well, up next, it is my pleasure to introduce the chairman of the board for the Greater Merced Chamber of Commerce. Please welcome Kyle Hampton.
Thank you for allowing me to be part of the program today. Many of you may not know me, so I'd like to introduce myself a little bit. First of all, I am not a native Mercedian. Unlike our mayor, I can't tell you what elementary, middle, or high school I went to. I was born in El Paso, Texas, and grew up in a little West Texas oil town called Fort Dock. My dad owned the funeral home in town, and my mom taught high school English. I went to BYU for college and then to law school in Sacramento. During my first year at law school, I started dating my wife, who is a native Mercedian. We married soon after and have lived in California ever since. We have 4 young children ranging from 5 to 11 years old. They're here in the dark. I can't quite see them, but they're here in the audience today. I'm glad to have them. Now, while I had visited many times during our marriage, I did not become a resident of Merced until about 4 years ago. After nearly 7 years practicing for a law firm, in 2015, I decided to open up my own law practice. While my wife's connection to Merced was significant, most important to us was that we were making a wise business about where to be. We investigated and saw that there was opportunity, both for my small business to succeed and have the kind of lifestyle that would suit our family. 4 years later, Merced has been what we were looking for, which brings us to this morning. Since opening my business and moving to Merced, I've become increasingly involved in the Greater Merced Chamber of Commerce. I believe that the Chamber has an important role to play in Merced and strongly believe in it. As its mission statement declares, the Chamber's goal is to be the premier business resource, providing advocacy, community leadership, promote strong local. At its core, the Chamber is in the business of promoting opportunity. Now, promoting opportunity in Merced takes many forms. For me, the Chamber provided opportunity through Leadership Merced program. For more than 30 years, the Chamber has been training aspiring residents to be Merced's future leaders. I was lucky enough to be a part of Class 31, where I was able to develop and enhance leadership skills, form lasting relationships, and network with other talented, community-minded. These benefits of Leadership Merced have been at the base of my success. And if you listen to other alumni of the program, they will echo similar thoughts about the benefits of Leadership Merced. Leadership Merced alumni include past and present leaders, business leaders, a whole host of people who have dedicated their time and skills to make this successful. By training its future leaders, the Chamber is promoting opportunity. The Chamber also runs a similar program for high school juniors and seniors called Junior Leadership. I'm looking up into the balcony of all those high school students for future members of Junior Leadership. The Chamber also puts on numerous trainings over the year that we call Small Business University. In those events, we bring in experts to help Mercedians manage their businesses, succeed in their career. Just 3 weeks ago, we brought in a specialized attorney to give an update on changes to employment law the last. We've also brought in digital marketing experts to work with local employers on workplace literacy for employees. By bringing in experts who can help you succeed in your business, Chambers promoting opportunities. Now, sometimes that opportunity is in the form of events, like the upcoming Burgers and Brews, and Tapas annual golf tournament or lobster. These kind of events create opportunities for businesses to promote their product and reach new customers. They also provide opportunities for the community that work together in wholesome ways to make Merced more enjoyable. Sometimes that opportunity is in the form of events like State of the City, where we partner with local government, allow businesses and residents to be better informed, have a voice in Merced. Did you know that members of the Chamber meet with representatives from every level of government on a monthly basis? We use those meetings to advocate for ways to strengthen our local economy, benefit our members. Through government advocacy, promoting opportunity. Now, I could keep going on about the Chamber's work, but I know you all want to hear from our mayor. That's right. I heard one in the back. As I'm sure you will hear, he, like the Chamber, has been working hard to promote opportunity. So take advantage of that opportunity. Whether you apply to be a part of the next Leadership Merced class, New Leadership Merced, attend one of the Chamber's Small Business University workshops or one of the Chamber's events, get involved with the Chamber's government advocacy, become a Chamber ambassador, or even volunteer to be a member of the Chamber's board to direct like talented find. Merced is a place of opportunity, and I hope that each of us believes that, teaches it to our fellow Merced. Been in a place of opportunity for me and my there's opportunity here for you. Greater Merced Chamber of Commerce plans on being a part of that opportunity with you, your organizations, our community as a whole. Thank you.
Thank you, Kyle. Can we please have one more round of applause for Kyle and all of the Chamber ambassadors who are serving as volunteers here today? Well, this is my first time enjoying this experience from up here on stage, but I have had the pleasure of being out in the audience for the past 2 State of the City addresses, and both times I have learned a lot and felt so uplifted by all of the great things happening in our community, thanks to people who truly care about making Merced the best it could be. That includes our mayor, Mike Murphy. He was elected to office in November of 2016 after serving 5 years on the city council. He grew up in Merced and graduated from Golden Valley High School. Yeah. I hear the Cougars. Mayor Murphy earned a bachelor's degree in international politics and later graduated from Georgetown Law School in Washington, D.C. Afterward, he returned to California to practice law in the Silicon Valley. But his desire to raise his family in his hometown ultimately drew him back to Merced. He now practices business law, and his office is located in the heart of our downtown. The mayor loves this city and is committed to its success. He's focused on public safety and on making Merced a great place to live and do business. We will be hearing from Mayor Murphy in just a moment, but first, we have a special musical performance for you. Please welcome Acoustics featuring John Albano and the St. Paul's Children's Choir. They will be performing the song, Home.
Hold on to me as we go, as we roll down this unfamiliar road. And although this wave is stringing us along, just know you're not alone, 'cause I'm gonna make this place your home.
about these great singers from St. Paul's? These guys are fantastic. Thank you, John and the band. You guys are great. Thanks, guys. Give them an opportunity to come off the stage here, but thank you for coming here today for the third annual State of the City. Again, thank you, St. Paul's. Thank you, John Albano, and the wonderful, talented choir here. Another round of applause as they're exiting the stage. I also want to thank Kyle and the Greater Merced Chamber of Commerce for all that they do to advance business in our city. I understand that we have some high school government students here today in the theater. Is there anyone here from Merced High School? How about any El Capitan gauchos? Okay. How about Stone Ridge Christian? And I didn't forget about my Cougar. Where's Golden Valley? I'm Merced Mayor Mike Murphy, and I consider it the honor of a lifetime to work on your behalf, representing you every day. I know my fellow council members feel the same way, and I want to thank them for being here today. Please welcome Mayor Pro Tem Anthony Martinez, council members Fernando Echeverria, Joe McLeod, Kevin Blake, Matt Serrato, and Del Rey Shelton. Please. And let me also take a moment to thank the 520 employees that show up to work for the city of Merced every day. I get to be the front man, but they are the ones that deserve real credit. So thank you. Now, sadly, we lost a member of our Merced City family, Detective Joe Henderson, after a long battle with cancer. He was loved, he was respected by the community and those that work with him. In our hearts, prayers go out to his family, the Merced PD City family. I'd like you to join me in a moment of silence for Detective. I'd also like to thank the Merced City School District, and in particular Sarah and Gwen, for their help today. Aren't they great? I'm a product of Merced Schools, and my family moved to Merced when I was a young elementary school student. We came with nothing other than an aunt and an uncle that agreed to take us in. There were 13 of us, 2 families, living under the roof of a 1,300 square foot home in Central Merced. And Merced schools are what gave me a leg up in life, set me up to be able to eventually be the first in my family to graduate from college. Thank you to our school districts and educators that helped shape Merced leaders. So let me ask, how many of you were here last year for the State of the City? How about in 2017? Glad some of you came back. When I was elected, I made holding an annual State of the City a priority. Honestly, I wasn't sure how many people would show up the first year. And to my astonishment, over 1,000 people showed up to fill this theater. Now, let me be very upfront with you about my goal for the remaining time that we have. I want to bring you up to speed on the really cool things that we're working on at City Hall and the opportunities that lie ahead for our City of Mercy. I'm also going to share with you the challenges that I see from my vantage point as mayor, how we will address them. But if all you walk away with is an update on what city government is working on, then you will have missed the larger point of today's gathering. For those that have heard me speak before or have spent any time around me as mayor, you know Merced, City on the Rise. In fact, fully expect that there is someone in the audience that is keeping a tally of how many times I might use that phrase in my remarks. So far, only one. But if you want to know the over-under, in 2017, I mentioned it 4 times in my speech, and last year it was 3 times. The larger point that I hope to communicate to you today is that you have a role to play in the direction of our city. My hope is that each of you will hear or feel something today that motivates you to do something that will improve your block, street, neighborhood, your circle of friends, or a group of unknown strangers. Something that will benefit our city. I get better at this mayoring thing every year, I think. I like to think I was a pretty decent mayor in 2016, but I can tell you that I'm a better mayor today than I was then, and I will be even better tomorrow. I want to be the type of mayor that my kids can look back on when they are grown and be proud of their dad for doing the right thing, the tough thing, doing them all the time. Speaking of my family, I want to thank them for the way that they support me. I've been married to Heather for 17 years, but we have been mayor-ed for the past 2. And that isn't easy. Everyone that knows us knows that I married up when she said, I do. And we also have 4 great kids here today. Thank you to the voters of Merced for electing me to another 2-year term in 2018. My time will end in 2020. It creates an enormous sense of urgency to move forward on a number of initiatives currently underway. Let's talk about our. In particular, I'd like to focus on our downtown revitalization, housing needs, infrastructure projects, homelessness. We have an amazing transformation occurring in our downtown right now. And if the mayor would have told you a few years ago that our 3 largest and most blighted Main Street buildings, the Capitan Hotel, Merced Theater, and Tioga, requiring millions of dollars of repair work and investment, would be under remodel in 2019 and 2020, it would have been hard to believe. Nevertheless, that's what's occurring today. You can't walk down Main Street without noticing the construction underway at Main and M to bring to life the Edgewater Hotel, at Main and M to bring to life the Merced Theater and the Tioga. Each of these projects are important pieces in the future of Merced as we work with the private sector to bring more amenities, including entertainment, arts, housing, and restaurants to our historic downtown. Let's watch an update project screen.
Welcome to the beautiful Tioga Apartments. My name is Robin Donovan. I'm the Managing Director for the El Capitan Hotel, the Merced Theater, and the Tioga Apartments. The historic Tioga apartment building, located on Main and N Street, just steps from El Capitan and the Merced Theater, will be managed by Edgewater Hotels and offers 70 fully renovated modern units, a mix of studio, 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, and penthouse suites. The historic lobby will be fully restored for co-working, studying, socializing, and more. The ground floor retail will be activated and programmed as amenities to locals and Tioga tenants. This apartment complex will be unlike any other. It will also feature hotel amenities such as daily, weekly, and monthly housekeeping service. Edgewater Hotels will be restoring the historic Merced Theater, located on Main and N Street. The building will retain its movie cinema, featuring a performance and events venue. Welcome to the El Capitan Hotel, Edgewater Hotel. There'll be 4 stories, 114-room boutique hotel in downtown Merced. It's located in the heart of the city and will be housed in the former 19th century historic hotel of the same name. The El Capitan will feature an all-day cafe and restaurant, both celebrating local producers and products. The casual 30-seat grab-and-go cafe and market will be situated on the corner of Main Street, transitioning from a coffee shop during the day to a beer and wine station in the evening. The 60-seat restaurant will offer guests dishes featuring a bounty of ingredients sourced from local farmers and ranches.
So these catalyst projects aren't the only ones that have happened or are underway on Main Street. Local restaurant is in the process of buying the burnt-out Renero's building across the street, relocate their restaurant in the same area. Playhouse Merced recently raised money to put an updated facade and marquee on their theater. And after much anticipation, the Partisan reopened its doors a few months ago. If you haven't seen the new and improved Partisan, Trevino's Mexican restaurant updated its exterior, and so did Got Jock's Music. I understand there's a new eatery looking into the vacant space next to ASIP Coffee. After moving out of the downtown, McNamara Sports relocated back. Another thing that has come back to downtown are consistent patrols by the Merced Police Department. Last year, we purchased 6 scooters that help our officers get around on sidewalks, grass, and other terrain. You might have already seen them. And when you do, please thank our officers for all that they do to keep us safe. Our city is growing rapidly. Earlier this year, the press reported that our county's population is the fastest growing in the state. There are approximately 87,000 people that live in the city limits. And when you take into account the homes with Merced addresses that aren't within the city limits, the adults and the children that come into Merced every day, work or school, our daytime population is closer to 104,000. UC Merced's ambitious 2020 project to double the size of the campus by 2020 is also underway. Population growth is an important part of our future. We need to be able to house these families. Let me share how new home construction has up. By the end of last year, the city of Merced had processed 659 permits for single-family homes. Now, to put that in perspective, the year before, we only had 148 new homes. In 2016, the number was 171, and between 2012 and 2015 combined, there was only a total of 149 new. This new construction is important because we have a very tight housing market. Currently, the vacancy rate is just 1%. Adding more housing stock when there is a tight market will help to alleviate some of the pressure on affordability. We have 31 active housing projects going on in the city. These new homes are being constructed in both North Merced and South Merced. Let's talk infrastructure. As the city grows, the sewer system needs to grow with it as well. So why not start with sewer? When you run for office, you focus on police, fire, parks, roads, trimming budgets, etc. You don't fully appreciate how much making sure that the sewer system works is part of the job. Our residents don't think about the city sewer system because our crews do such a good job and make it look easy. They deserve our thanks. Mayor and the city council are thinking a lot about the sewer system and have some important policy decisions in the coming months. As the city grows northeast towards UC Merced, we need to be able to serve that area adequate sewer capacity. And laying miles of sewer mains and building another addition at the treatment plant is expensive. Existing users don't pay for it. Only the new users and the developers are the ones who pay for any expansion of service, want to do it in the wisest way possible. It's not just new annexations that are getting sewer upgrades. All of our infrastructure makes our city work a given life. Just like your home, it needs to be maintained, repaired, and eventually replaced. Places like B Street, Girard Avenue, Kibbe Road, Orchard Lane, and West Avenue all have or will soon have sewer line replacements occurring. We apologize for the inconvenience, but we do want to keep that sewage flowing. We also have some big water projects going on. One that you're not going to miss is a major water line rehab project will occur downtown in the alleys between G Street and M Street between 18th and 24th. We recently participated in a pavement management study to assess the condition of each of our city streets, and it came back and said that half of them are in very good condition. What that means is the other half need a lot of work. Thankfully, we have some help for that. The countywide sales tax measure, Measure V, and the statewide sales tax, SB1. Those two will help, especially by using them as matching dollars when we get grants to fix our roads. Those of you that were here last year might recall that I told you that our street crew would be up to the task of filling any pothole within 48 hours. Report it via the Merced Connect app. That was a tall order, but they did it. In fact, they filled 28,709 potholes. They filled those potholes, and a lot of that was due to your help. Download the app and keep reporting those potholes. We aren't just filling potholes in our city, we are rebuilding our roads. We just wrapped up projects on El Portal Drive, Merced Avenue, Canal Street, and 26. And that awkward intersection along Yosemite Avenue and Highway 59 is now a thing of the past. We also added needed ADA ramps to our sidewalks on Q Street in South Merced, and construction begins soon on missing sidewalks around John Muir Elementary School and a missing stretch of bike path along the Black Rascal. In the future, it's not just a wish list. There are more projects, including M Street, R Street, Alpine Drive, and Canal Street. We're also planning for a much-needed traffic signal and right turn lane at Highway 59 and 16th. Improvements along Child Avenue, widening Highway 59 and the Black Rascal Bridges. As you can see, we have a lot going on. The last major road project to talk about is Campus Parkway. It's actually a county road project, but it has big implications for the city. When completed, Campus Parkway will tie Highway 99 to Yosemite Avenue, right near the UC Merced. Links for businesses and residents throughout. Be easier to access Highway 99 from North and Central Merced, serve as a 4.5-mile express. You may have seen the large mounds of dirt that have been formed along Highway 140 as you head to Planado. Construction is underway now. When complete, will be the major access. You add all these projects, plus the commercial projects underway, you can see there is a lot happening. Speaking of UC Merced, you've probably heard about the university's 2020 project. The plans to double the facilities to allow more students, faculty, and staff on campus. That also has big effects for the city of Merced. Let me digress for just a moment. Undoubtedly, you hear about Merced getting on many different lists. Some good lists, some not so good lists. Take them all with a grain of salt. One list we ended up on had as one of its 10 criteria how our professional sports teams perform. Well, we don't have any of those, so we didn't fare well on that list. But 2 weeks ago, the Milken Institute put out its list of best performing cities in the country. And rather than relying on our professional sports teams, it looked at things like growth in jobs, growth in wages, growth in salaries, and technology output. And out of 400 cities, Merced placed 38 and was called out specifically for its achievement. That's something to be proud of. According to the Institute, we owe it to the expansion at UC Merced. Take a look at what's going on out at UC Merced.
My name is Corey Lucero, and I'm the Executive Director of Government and Community Relations with the University of California, Merced. In fall of 2016, UC Merced broke ground on a $1.3 billion campus expansion known as the 2020 Project. The 2020 Project is doubling the size of the campus in just 4 years. It'll add 13 new buildings totaling approximately 1.2 million gross square feet in new teaching, research, residential, and student life facilities. Those facilities will include new classrooms, research labs, and 1,700 new student beds. There will also be a competition swimming pool and recreation fields, a conference center, and new parking. The 2020 project is a $1.3 billion public-private partnership, and as a result of that, will generate approximately $1.9 billion in economic impact. That includes investments not only here at the campus, but as well as in the surrounding area. I've been at UC Merced now for almost 10 years, and I can say that this is probably one of the most exciting times since I've been here.
So earlier, I thanked the school districts that educate the future leaders and workers of Merced. I also want to thank Merced College for the excellent job it does providing technical education and preparing our students for transferring homelessness. Otherwise, good people have shared with me that their solution would be to round them all up and take all of their belongings, or something much, or somehow have our first responders turn the other way when they are the victims of violent crime or experience drug abuse. This sounds foreign to you? We don't have to look any further than New Year's Day 2019, when a gunman opened fire on a homeless encampment in the county on the outskirts of our city, firing in. One homeless man was killed and another was injured. It isn't who we are as a people. It isn't who we are as a city. It isn't what makes us strong. And I don't tolerate that type of hate towards another human, housed or unhoused. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, we have a large community of humanitarians who only want to alleviate suffering when they see it. They see an opportunity to help and they spring into action. Some of these efforts, although good intentioned, are in fact counterproductive. Working through an established nonprofit is much more helpful, providing money, food, directly. Additionally, the notion that all of the safety net services for the homeless or mentally ill or substance addicted individuals in a county of 280,000 people need to be housed solely in our city limits of 87,000 people is flawed. It's a disservice not only to our residents, but also to the homeless that we are trying to help. There are homeless people from all corners of our county. We know that because we have outreach workers that interview them and get to know them. 55% of the unhoused state that they are from the city of Merced. That includes places like Merced addresses like Franklin Beechwood area and other unincorporated areas. The remaining 45% are generally from other parts of Merced County. Some are from outside. We can't be the destination for every homeless person. Merced, it's not fair to them, not fair to us. Even the unincorporated areas of the county have homeless individuals. For example, there are 30 people from Winton, Cressy, Delhi, and Hillmark. 50 of the homeless individuals state that they came from Edgewater. There should be shelter resources for them in their. They should be offered services close to their family and friends, close to their support network, close to where they have a chance of getting back. We need to remember these are people. They aren't just homeless, vagrants, brothers and sisters, mothers and fathers, sons, daughters. Merced can't continue to be the only destination for homeless services in Merced. We'll continue to show compassion, but other communities must do the same. Law enforcement has a role to play. But anyone that thinks that we can simply arrest our way out of homelessness, our officers are skilled, professional. They respond when seconds count. Residents call 911 in moments of distress, and our men and women in uniform respond. But they aren't social workers. They're trained to diffuse and de-escalate situations, but they are first responders, not long-term counselors and social. Our officers respond, but there aren't enough state and county resources to follow up after our officers have done their job. And actually, our firefighters end up responding to more calls for homeless police officers. They get the medical aid calls for the homeless, calls for overdoses, heart attack, even for child. They also get numerous calls for fires at homeless encampments. California has become a state that doesn't allow for the prosecution of crime, the housing of criminals, the way that it used to. 2011 to 2016, one bill and two propositions changed the way felonies and criminals were treated. AB 109, Proposition 47, and Proposition 57 diverted people from state prisons to county jails, reclassified many felonies to misdemeanors, provided more parole, less jail. The end result is that we ended up with more people on our street. Police are having a tough time dealing with the effect. Now, we could debate the merits of whether these laws are good public policy, but I can tell you as the mayor, as would most other mayors that I talk to, that the undeniable result is that California is much softer on crime. In many cases, it ties the hand of our local justice system. Many of them are living on the streets of the state. Let's talk about things that are within our shade. We're not without hope. Things are not all bleak. The governor's budget, for example, has $650 million to address the issue of homelessness. Now, we can't get all of that money, but we can get pieces to build emergency shelters to help the homeless on the west side stay close to their friends and family. We meet the governor's challenge, the cities and counties to come up with a plan, allocate this new money for it. There are a number of homeless individuals that are trying to turn their lives around. They've been working on their addictions and obtaining employable skills. When it comes time to find a job, old warrants and fines, these people will never be able to pay, and the court will never see become the roadblock to getting a job. Last fall, I reached out to presiding Judge Don Proetti of Merced Superior Court. shared with him my interest in establishing a homeless court. I need to give huge credit to Judge Proetti, who was already thinking along the same lines into action, how we could establish here in Merced County. He and I traveled to San Diego in November along with Judge Paul Lowe, representative of the new district attorney's office, city, and county staff. San Diego was the first county in the nation to start a homeless court program. Now 13 of the 58 California counties have said should have one too. The goal of homeless court is to identify homeless individuals who have demonstrated a willingness to change their lives and are otherwise ready to do so, but having fines and penalties that accumulated to a point that they could. As a result, they often have suspended licenses that prevent them from being able to work. Homeless courts meet these people where they are. Court is held away from the courthouse, oftentimes at homeless shelters. The judge restores the record when it is just and when it is fair. I'm committed to providing whatever support we can from the city's police department, city attorney's office, to be supportive of this. But what else can we do? Our county needs more resources from the state to address our mental health crisis. The county is limited by its own budget constraints, and I am sympathetic. Each of us should be advocates for more mental health resources. It's a crisis that manifests itself in many forms, including our homeless neighbors on the street. We need to become lobbyists on behalf of Merced County, our county. The city is partnering with Merced County to create a 119-unit housing project for child, create affordable housing and also housing for homeless. This project is permanent supportive housing, so it's not something that they can check into at night and then leave in the morning. This is designed to put a roof over their heads, a place for them to hang pictures on the wall, put cake in the refrigerator, a real home. And the supportive part of it gives the residents the services they need to keep them off the street. The office space for case managers for all residents, so human services or mental health, public health, or veteran services, or whoever might need to go spend time there, will have space. There'll be a bus stop there for people to get to and from their jobs and school. Now, success occurs not just when they get off the streets and into shelter, when they transition out this development into our housing as an employed person, managing their problems like mental health issues. And we're submitting our grant application this month, and we hear the results in July. If all goes according to plan, we should start construction in the spring 2020. The nonprofit groups in our city have really stepped up in a big way. When we call on them for assistance, they show up, stretch their limited resources in phenomenal ways. I'd like to highlight the work of Restore Merced. Caleb Medifin and Matt St. Pierre's vision for creating a jobs program for the homeless not only provides life skills and job training, but also pays them an honest day's wage for an honest day's work. This to be commended, to be recognized. Last year at the State of the City, I mentioned my visit to Harlem to visit the Doe Fund that was doing a similar project. I knew that Caleb and Matt were hoping to start a similar project, so I invited them to come along, which they did. Let's watch a short video highlighting some of the wonderful work Restore Merced doing right here in our.
It's pretty hard. It's pretty hard for people that, like getting out of prison. It's hard to get a job because we don't have the skills. They don't teach you that type of stuff in prison.
I was homeless for a while and just bouncing around house to house, trying to find a way to start organizing my life, getting it together.
If you want to see long-term sustainable change in someone's life, work is at the center of that.
Restore Jobs, our goal is to help individuals and provide an opportunity for them to work. We essentially want to create good employees that will work for good employers.
So what we're offering someone who's going to be entering into the Restore Jobs program is a job, is part-time paid work experience with on-the-job training. We're offering classroom learning where someone can gain the necessary soft skills needed to be successful in the job, and then learn budgeting skills that are going to be important after getting that job. And then we also focus on case management with each individual and saying here's where they may have potential roadblocks in their future success and how we can help them navigate that.
They'll help you out. They'll give you a direction. They'll point you to the place. Not only that, but they'll help you get a job, help you with making better decisions in life.
My hope would be that they would be able to provide for themselves and to be able to find meaningful employment that they can find purpose in, and to be able to eventually give back to their community.
And we believe one of the main roles we can play is connecting people to opportunities. And so we believe that as slow as this is, that one relationship at a time is really the only approach to begin to see long-term change and impact.
Thank you, Restore Merced. If you are inspired by what this program is doing, then I hope you will consider supporting them with your time, with your financial contribution. For our part, the City of Merced has a contract with them to clean up trash in our downtown along our creeks. It's a meaningful contribution, but they need the support of others in order to grow, sustain this. Remember when the foreclosure crisis in 2018 had many of our friends and neighbors, and maybe even yourself, a few dollars away from homelessness? We're dealing with people who weren't so lucky. Something happened in their lives and they ended up with everything they own in a shopping cart rather than their weekly groceries. In the coming months, the continuum of care will begin to answer the call from the governor who said that the state is enduring a homeless epidemic. We need to join that effort. 25% of the nation's homeless are in California. We need to get all the neighboring cities and the county to join in an effort to come up with. We need a plan that will get our homeless, our displaced, our transients, whatever you want to call them, but they are human beings. We need to get them off the streets. I'd like to give particular mention to our State Assemblyman Adam Gray, who was able to secure $30 million for Merced to address it. This provides our county supervisors with an opportunity to do something bold. I believe they're up to the challenge. We can continue to address the issues the old way, the way that hasn't worked for decades, or we can try something different with proven results. We need to work together. Cities, the county, you and me, we need to work quickly. I spent a lot of time discussing homelessness this week, how we're going to approach the community. Allocating that much time to a topic means that I don't get to touch on many other important projects. But no one should walk away from this address and think, the mayor didn't talk about the mall renovation this time. Must not be happening. It's happening. No one should walk away from this address and think the mayor didn't talk about the retail development at Highway 99 and Campus Parkway this morning. That must not be happening. It's happening. No one should walk away from this address and think, the mayor didn't talk about city beautification, passenger rail, or cannabis this time. Those must not be happening. They're happening. Projects that we've talked about in the past are underway. I also want to personally invite you to our upcoming town halls on February 26th, 27th, and 28th. Locations listed on the screen. All the town halls go from 6 to 8 p.m. They're very interactive and provide an opportunity for our residents to ask questions of the mayor and city council members. We also have our department heads there, including the police chief, fire chief, public works director, to address questions or neighborhood. In conclusion, I want to let you know that I believe in Merced. The state of our city is strong. We have a tremendous amount of good things occurring in our city. We have wonderful renovation projects that are occurring on Main Street. Our people are employed, record level. Our housing market is strong. We're preparing for the ACE train and high-speed rail that will create connectivity to jobs, commerce, and amenities from other areas of the state. There is bickering, backbiting in our nation's capital and state's capital. It isn't the case in the city of Merced. We're all rowing in the same direction on the important. pass balanced budgets, and we do so on time. I've never been more certain in my conviction that Merced is City on the Rise. I'm fortunate and very humbled to be able to represent my hometown as your mayor. I commit to represent you well every day. We're going to continue our forward motion, then you have a part to play as well. The city is only as strong as its residents resolve to be. As a general matter, you know that things are improving. Feel it? You've seen it. Importantly, I've noticed that we have begun to elevate the way we speak about our city. Our self-image as a city is improving. You have each played a role in that in some way. Thank you. We're also not without challenges. No one is. What defines us is whether we decide to rise. Here's an example of the countless hours of volunteer time put in by our residents who work hard to make our better.
Hi, my name is Bree, and this is my troop. We're Troop 3003, and we have 10 girls in our troop. We sold 5,000 Girl Scout cookie boxes to afford the oxygen mask to donate to the fire.
Recently, Merced City Fire Department received a donation from Troop 3003 of animal rescue masks. The 4 kits will provide us with life-saving measures for various pets, such as dogs, cats, and other small animals. It gives us the ability to perform life-saving measures once the animal is outside of the fire environment. On behalf of the Merced City Fire Department, we would like to thank Troop 3003 for their donation.
Hi, I'm Doug Fletch with Fletcher Busby Insurance. A couple of years ago, we saw that the planter box here at Bob Hart Square wasn't real taken care of, just bare dirt. So as a company project, we came out and planted stuff and flowers and such and put in bark in the planter box here. And then every year, we take on 1 or 2 additional projects. Like last year, we did the project behind 510 Bistro. The planter box is there. Next year, we plan to move to the other side of the canal. And, as we see things that need to be done, just kind of pitch in a little bit to make Merced as beautiful as it can be.
Hi there, my name is Lainey Gladwin, and this is Ralph Gladwin, and we are the founders and the volunteers that go out with MercedWalks.org.
We have a lot of other people that help out. We try to get out about once, twice a month, all year round, doing bike paths and creek bottoms, parks, and we haul a lot of trash out, heavy and small. If you guys want to help out, check us out on Facebook. We're at MercedWalks.org is the group page, and we'll get another one going.
What role are you going to play in the city's future? What assets and talents do you have to share with your friends, neighbors to strengthen our city? It's easy to tear things. Being overly critical is lazy man's. Being against something is easy. Being for something and standing up for it, harder work, but much more rewarding. What type of person do you want? When the next generation looks back at this transformative time in our city's history, what will your posterity see? Well, we stand on the shoulders of many great men and women who paved the way for us. What are you doing to pave the way up? Remember, he who travels the road of life best is he who makes the road smoother to follow. Decide what you're passionate about. For some of our residents, it's downtown beautification. For others, it's volunteering with our youth. Some are able to provide financial support. Others feel called to run for office. Make a ripple. Leave a mark. Don't wait to do it. This is your official invitation from the mayor. Be involved. Don't put it off. The future is bright in Merced. We are a city on the rise. Thank you. So I appreciate you taking time out of your day and coming here. Now I'd like to share a final video of the city that we all love. It's not a coincidence that this meeting wraps up at lunchtime. So please consider having lunch at one of our downtown restaurants today as you exit the theater. One last video.